Gary Marcus, New York University professor and AI expert, joins us this morning. Gary, welcome back. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, great to be back.
I don't think you mean WeWork as a compliment.
Well, I mean, not really. No, I don't. I think that OpenAI is highly overvalued. I think we just saw their business model sort of blow up yesterday or over the last few days with DeepSeek basically giving away for free what they wanted to charge money for. Also, I think that DeepSeek is more open than OpenAI, and that's going to be attractive to talent. I don't think things are looking great. I think $157 billion valuation is hard to bear out when you're losing $5 billion a year or thereabouts. And I think the final problem is that this software, large language models, just isn't that reliable. We all know by now that it hallucinates, makes stuff up, makes weird errors and so forth. And that's a problem. So somebody, could be OpenAI, could be somebody else, will eventually, I think of something that is much more useful than LLMs. But I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow. And in the meantime, OpenAI is burning money. And so we may see their valuation plummet in the same way that we saw with WeWork.
You just heard from an AI expert explaining why OpenAI might be overvalued and how DeepSeek could mark a pivotal moment in the AI landscape, reshaping the narrative around the origins of AI innovation. For some time, the U.S., through giants like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft, has been regarded as the leader in AI. However, DeepSeek might challenge this notion by demonstrating that groundbreaking innovation doesn't depend on billions in funding, but rather on efficiency and focus. It also highlights that other markets, such as China, possess the talent and ambition to disrupt what once seemed like a U.S.-dominated industry. So the question is DeepSeek the turning point the AI industry has been waiting for? Let's be honest, the AI landscape has felt pretty locked down for a while. OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, they've been sitting comfortably at the top, setting the rules, charging premium prices, and dictating how advanced AI reaches the world. But what happens when a newcomer like DeepSeek bursts onto the scene and changes the game? This might just be the shakeup the industry needs. And DeepSeek could be the one pulling the rug out from under the giants. So what is DeepSeek and why does it matter? DeepSeek is a Chinese AI startup that's been flying under the radar, until now. They've unveiled their R1 AI model, and the buzz is that it matches the performance of some of the most advanced AI models out there, including OpenAI's. But here's the kicker. They've done it at a fraction of the cost. We're talking 20 to 50 times cheaper, depending on the task. That's not just a small savings, it's revolutionary. Think about what this means. Businesses that couldn't afford the hefty price tag of OpenAI services now have a new option. Startups in developing countries that have been priced out of AI innovation could suddenly join the race. It's not just about DeepSeek being cheaper, it's about making AI accessible to everyone, and that's where the real disruption lies. Here's why this matters so much. OpenAI's entire business model is built on being premium. Their APIs, tools, and partnerships. Everything comes with a price tag that reflects the massive resources they've poured into building and training their models. But DeepSeek's breakthrough throws a wrench into this. If DeepSeek can deliver the same results for a fraction of the cost, why would businesses stick with OpenAI? Sure, OpenAI has the name recognition and the infrastructure, but when budgets are tight, cost efficiency wins. And it's not just small businesses that might jump ship. Big companies could start rethinking their contracts too. This kind of competition forces OpenAI to either lower prices, innovate faster, or risk losing relevance. Remember the Sputnik moment in 1957? When the Soviet Union launched the first satellite into space, it shocked the US and kicked off a space race. DeepSeek could be having a similar effect on the AI industry. The mere announcement of their model has already caused a ripple effect. Tech stocks, including Nvidia, Microsoft, and Google, took a hit as investors started questioning whether the current leaders in AI are as untouchable as they seemed. And this isn't just about business, it's about geopolitics. DeepSeek's success comes at a time when China is competing aggressively with the US for technological dominance. If DeepSeek's model sets a new standard, it could shift the perception of where the cutting edge of AI is coming from. Here's what's really fascinating. DeepSeek doesn't need to be better than OpenAI in every way to succeed. According to Clayton Christensen's disruptive innovation theory, all a newcomer needs to do is offer something that's good enough at a lower cost. And that's exactly what DeepSeek is doing. For most businesses, they don't need the most advanced AI. They need something practical, reliable, and affordable. DeepSeek's R1 model delivers on all these fronts. If they can scale efficiently and demonstrate consistent reliability, they have the potential to capture a significant share of the market. But can we take everything DeepSeek claims at face value? Let's hear what the AI expert Gary Marcus has to say.
With WeWork.
Do you trust everything you've heard from DeepSeek? And I just wonder, how can we make any kind of broad conclusion this early, and given the secrecy and doubt that these details are enshrouded in right now?
I think it's pretty likely that at least roughly what they described is correct. I read the main paper on R1. It makes sense. I've heard that someone at Berkeley has already replicated it. And if the company just made it all up, then they're going to flame out very quickly, because everybody knows how to replicate. They've described enough about what it is, and so we'll find out in a matter of weeks if it's not true. But I think it probably is true. I think what they did is plausible. They worked harder on the optimization than other people had before. It's not entirely surprising this would happen. You know, a year ago, I made a bunch of predictions, and one was that this stuff would all become a commodity, that there was no moat. And we all knew that there were gains of efficiency to be made. I think they did it in super impressive fashion, but I think it's probably legit.
I'm curious your thoughts on what this means for geopolitics, because the conventional thinking for the last few years has been that the U.S. has kind of unbridled resources to put forth toward becoming competitive in AI. And if there's anything we've learned this week, it's that this can potentially be done more cheaply, more commoditized, as you say. So what does that mean for the democratization of this technology across the world? And, you know, taking it one step further, what are the geopolitical implications of this if, you know, basically with a couple $100,000 or so, you can just replicate this technology?
So I think that what this really shows is that AI is once again anybody's game, but also that nobody is going to win by playing with LLMs. LLMs are large language models are too well understood. That's the core of generative AI. Everybody's kind of playing the same game, and so it's impossible to get a big lead on that. And now even smaller countries or smaller companies are going to be able to play because of these new results. If somebody really wants to get an upper hand here, they're going to have to invent something fundamentally new, something that I think works differently from LLMs. You know, getting to general AI, artificial general intelligence, probably requires like 5 or 6 more breakthroughs. And the company or country that can ramp up those breakthroughs first may win, but just playing around with LLMs is not really going to get us there. In fact, people have struggled to make GPT-5. If somebody does figure it out, probably other people will be fast followers. This is just not a way to get an enduring lead. It also shows that the CHIPS Act, that the export controls are not really a way of controlling this. What we really need is to sponsor innovation, sponsoring the right kind of innovation, getting people to look outside the black box to new approaches. That's what's really going to make it.
As you just heard, the AI narrative has long been dominated by US-based giants like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft. These companies have led the way, secured massive funding, and positioned themselves as industry leaders. But now, DeepSeek is here to challenge that status quo. If they succeed, DeepSeek could prove that innovation doesn't always require billions in funding or the backing of Silicon Valley. It's a reminder that the next big breakthrough could come from anywhere, and that no company, no matter how dominant, is untouchable. So is DeepSeek the turning point? It's starting to look that way. They've introduced a model that's more cost-effective, potentially more scalable, and let's face it, more inclusive for businesses that have been priced out of the AI revolution. For OpenAI and other major players, this isn't just competition. It's a wake-up call. The next few months will be crucial. Can DeepSeek prove that their technology works at scale? Will OpenAI adapt and innovate fast enough to hold their ground? Or are we watching the beginning of a new chapter in AI, one where the power dynamics shift and accessibility takes center stage? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the AI landscape just got a whole lot more interesting. Thanks for watching.